Hello students. So in the last class we studied about complete numbers, that is whole numbers, integers and natural numbers. So if I talk about any two numbers, suppose 1 and after that 2. So 1 is a complete number and after 1 it comes as 2. So is there any other thing between 1 and 2? Yes, there are infinite numbers between 1 and 2. And these numbers are known as decimal numbers or fractions. So we are going to study our next chapter as fractions. So we go to the next slide. So children, what are fractions? A fraction is a number which represents a part of a whole. For example, let us take the first figure. Here, if I talk about this circle, this is one complete circle. And therefore, it is written as 1. In the next section, we can see the same circle has been divided into two equal parts. One is white in color and one is pink in color. Both are equal divisions of the same circle. So if I have to talk about the colored part, what will I say? It is 1 part out of 2. So 1 part out of 2, that means 1 upon 2, and that is a fraction. Let's see more. So when we go to the next section, we can see the same circle has been divided into 3 equal parts, and out of which only 1 part is colored. So what will be the fraction of the colored part? 1 out of 3 parts. So the fraction will be 1 by 3. In the next one, same circle is divided into 4 parts. And the fraction of the colored part is 1 out of 4. That is 1 by 4. Now, if somebody asks what is the fraction of uncolored portions, so what will I say? 1, 2, 3. 3 parts out of 4 parts is uncolored, not colored, and therefore the fraction of uncolored portion will be 3 by 4. And 3 by 4 and 1 by 4 together will make one complete circle. This we will talk later. So we come to the next section. The circle has been divided into 5 equal parts. Out of the 5 equal parts, 1 part is colored. So again the fraction becomes 1 by 5. The other one, it is 1 by 6. Similarly 1 by 7. Similarly 1 by 8. 1 by 10 and 1 by 12. Okay? As many parts you do and as many parts you color, you can find out how many parts out of the whole part is colored. Okay? The same thing is shown over there also. The red circle is one complete circle. The yellow circle is 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 if it is divided into 2 equal halves. So one portion will be half and the next portion will also be half. If it is divided into 3 equal portions, so each portion will be 1 upon 3, 1 upon 3 and 1 upon 3 because each portion is 1 part out of 3. So fraction will be 1 by 3. Similarly, when it is divided into 4 parts, it will be 1 by 4, 1 by 4 and so on. Because it is one part out of the 4 equal parts. Okay. So we have got some idea about fractions. Let's see more. So children, okay, so what is a fraction? It is the parts which has to be taken upon total number of parts. Okay. So how to write a fraction? There will be some upper part and some lower part. Okay. There will be there will be some number above and there will be some number below. The upper part of the number is known as numerator and the lower part of the number is known as denominator. Okay. You can take it easily by D. D means denominator, D means down. So what will be there below? Down, that will be denominator. So numerator above and denominator down. Now there are some kinds of fractions which we have to know very clearly. Okay. The first kind of fraction is proper fractions. Now what are these? If the numerator, that means the upper part, if numerator is more than 0 and less than the denominator, that means if the numerator is not 0, it should not be 0 and it should be any number. It can be any number from 1 till the denominator, not the denominator. Any number between 1 and before the denominator will make it a proper fraction. If the numerator is greater than 0 but less than the denominator, the fraction is a proper fraction. For example, you can see here the first one is a proper fraction, 1 by 2. Denominator is 2, numerator is 1, numerator is less than 2 and not 0, not equal to 2, therefore a proper fraction. Then 1 by 4, the same. 3 by 4 also, 3 is less than 4, 3 is neither equal to 0 nor equal to 4, so 3 by 4 is a proper fraction. Similarly, 2 by 3, 3 by 10, 7 by 10, all are proper fractions. Okay, so proper fraction, the numerator should not be 0, should not be the denominator. Any number between 0 and denominator will make a proper fraction. Okay, so we go to the next one. So improper fraction. What is an improper fraction? When numerator is equal to or greater than the denominator. Till now it was less than the denominator. Now it can be. Numerator can be equal to denominator or anything more than the denominator will be termed as a improper fraction. Okay. For example, you can see 5 by 2. 5 is more than the denominator. 5 is the numerator and numerator is more than the denominator. So this is a improper fraction. 2 by 2, improper fraction. 4 by 4, improper fraction. 7 by 4, improper fraction. 5 by 3, improper. And 8 by 5 also improper fractions. Okay. There will be some improper fractions which can be cancelled by some common number. There will be some improper fractions which cannot be cancelled and then they have to be further converted to mixed fractions. Okay. So proper and improper we have learned. So we go to the next one. So I said that the improper fraction has to be converted to mixed fraction. Now what is mixed fraction? Mixed fraction is a combination of a whole number or a natural number and a proper fraction. Okay? A whole number and a proper fraction when joined together will make a mixed fraction. Like here, the mixed fraction is 2 whole 1 by 3. It will be read like this only. The whole parts where we don't have the upon, those are the whole parts. That means 2 complete parts and 1 by third of the portion. Okay. So as you can see in the diagram also, 2 complete circles and 1 part out of the 3 parts of the third circle. So 2 complete parts and 1 by 3 part of the other. So 2 whole 1 by 3. It will be read as 2 whole 1 by 3. Okay. So we move to the next slide. So right now I was talking about the mixed fraction. Now here in this one, we are going to learn how to convert a mixed fraction to improper fraction and improper fraction to fraction. Now, whenever you have got your final answer and that answer is a improper fraction, you always have to convert the improper fraction to mixed fraction. Improper fractions are not accepted. The final answer should be a proper fraction or a mixed fraction. Okay? Please remember. Now here we have 2 whole 1 by 5 and we have to convert it to improper fraction. So what we have done, the denominator in 2 whole 1 by 5 is 5. So 5 into 2, 5 multiplied by 2, that makes it 10. 10 plus 1, that makes it 11, and 11 by 5 is the improper fraction. Let's see one more. We have 2 whole 1 by 2. So 2 whole, that is the whole number, and 1 by 2. So the denominator here is 2, whole number is 2. So 2 2s are 4. 4 plus the numerator 5. So 5 upon denominator remains the same, 2. Okay. Now we are given with some improper fractions and we have to convert it to mixed fraction. Now 9 by 4. When we divide 9 by 4, we get 4 2s are 8. Isn't it? 4 2s are 8. So 2 times. So we will take 2 whole number and when we divide, what is the remainder? 1. So remainder is taken as numerator, complete number is taken as 2 and denominator remains 4. Okay, denominator remains the same. Now 48 by 7, when we divide 48 by 7, 7 6 are 42, isn't it? 7 5s are 35, 7 6 are 42. 42 and 7 7s are 49, that will be more than that. So 7 6 are 42 and 48 minus 42 is 6. So remainder is 6. So 6 whole 6 by 7. Now you can see 7 times 6 is 42 and what remains? 6. So remainder is our numerator, complete number is the divisor and 7 is the complete number is the dividend and 7 is the divisor. Okay. So the denominator in all the cases remain the same. In while converted mixed fraction to improper, we multiply. While converting improper fraction to mixed, we divide and write the denominator and write the remainder as the numerator. Okay. So we move to the other one. So we studied about proper fraction, we studied about improper fraction, and we studied about mixed fraction. Now we have another kind of fraction, that is like fractions. In this kind of fraction, the denominator remains the same. all the denominators are same. For example, 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4. Anywhere where the denominators are same are known as like fractions. And just opposite of this, unlike fractions, what are these? When the denominator is different, like 1 by 2, 2 by 3, 3 by 4, 7 by 8, 6 by 5, 9 by 15, anything where the denominator is different, that fraction is known as unlike fractions. Okay? So we move to the other one. Now we have equivalent fractions. Now what are these? When the value of the fractions is same. That means whatever is numerator and denominator, when it is multiplied by one common factor, the fractions will be known as equivalent fractions. For example, here we have the fraction as 1 by 2. When 1 by 2 is multiplied by 2, so above it is 1 into 2, that becomes 2. And below it is 2 into 2, that becomes 4. So both numerator and denominator are multiplied by one common number, and that is why it is turning to equivalent fractions. If you take 2 by 4, and you will cancel out because it is having something in common. So when you cancel out, 2 ones are 2 and 2 twos are 4, and that becomes the same original number. Now take 2 by 4, multiply the numerator also by 3 and multiply the denominator also 3 by 3. So 2 into 3 is 6 and 4 into 3 is 12. So another equivalent number is 6 by 12. And when you cancel this out, you will again get as 1 by 2. 6 ones are 6 and 6 twos are 12. When you cancel out, it will again be 1 by 2. Then that means 1 by 2 is the lowest form. We keep on multiplying with common factors and then we keep it on changing to equivalent numbers. Okay, equivalent fractions. So 1 by 2, 2 by 4 and 6 by 12. Now take 6 by 12 and multiply the numerator also by 10 and denominator also by 10. So 6 into 10, 60. 12 into 10, 1 by 20. So 60 upon 1 by 20 is also an equivalent fraction for 1 by 2. 60 ones are 60, 62s are 120. Now when you take 1 by 2, 2 by 4, 6 by 12, 60 by 120, these all are equivalent numbers because the value of all is 1 by 2 only, no matter what. So when they are cancelled, they will come back to its original form, that is 1 by 2. So when any fraction is multiplied in the numerator and denominator by the same common number, it changes to its equivalent fraction. Okay, so we move to the next one. Now we have another kind of fraction known as decimal fraction. Okay, now what are decimal fractions? Decimal fractions are fractions which have been converted to fraction after a decimal number. Suppose 0.8. So 0.8 is a decimal number, and when the decimal is removed, it becomes 8 by 10. If you don't know, we will study this later. We also have to study decimals. So when 0.8 is converted to a fraction, it becomes 8 by 10 because there is a small dot. Now that dot is known as decimal. And after the decimal, there is only one digit. So the number of digits after the decimal, those many zeros are put in the denominator. So 0.8, so 8 upon 1, 0. Okay, 1 0, that means there is only 1 0 after 1, that makes it 10. So after the decimal there was one decimal place, that means one number after the decimal, therefore there is only 1 0. Okay, and if you further divide this number, that means if you cancel out into common terms, then it will turn to 4 by 5. You have to simplify the number and then keep. You cannot keep it in multiples. That means you cannot keep it in equivalent form. You have to come to the lowest form. So lowest form is 4 by 5. So decimal number here is 8 by 10. When the denominators are 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 and so on, then the fractions are known as decimal fractions. Understood? The decimal fractions have the denominators in terms of zeros like 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 and so on. Okay. So when the denominator is 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 and some more zeros, in that case, the fraction is known as a decimal fraction. In the other one, we have 4.2. So 4 whole numbers. So 4 complete numbers and 2 is the number after the decimal and there is only one place. So 2 by 10. Similarly, 5.12. So 5 is the complete number. So written over there as a mixed fraction. So 5 complete numbers and 1, 2. There is 2 decimal place after the decimal. So there will be 2 zeros. So 12 by 100. And when we simplify, it changes to this form. Okay. So we move to the next one. Now, so we studied about decimal fractions, that when the denominator is 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, lakh, so on, then the numbers are called as decimal fractions. And when the denominator is something other than 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, then the numbers are known as vulgar fractions, like 1 by 2, 3 by 6, 9 by 18, 27 by 54, and so on. Now here, still if there is no 10, 100,000 and still if they are not known as vulgar fractions, these are complex fraction. There is a fraction within a fraction. Can you see? 1 by 2 upon 4, 3 upon 2 by 6, 1 upon 3 upon 18, 27 upon 2 upon 3. So these are complex numbers. Okay. So we studied the 3 kinds here. Decimal numbers when the denominator is 10, 100,000. Vulgar fractions when the denominator is not 10, 100,000 and so on. And when neither it is 10, 100,000, neither it is 2, 4, 6 and 3, 4, that means whole numbers, then the numbers are known as complex fractions. A fraction within a fraction is known as a complex fraction. Okay. So we go to the next one. So here we are going to study to insert a fraction between 2 fractions. Okay. There will be questions in the exercise like this, to insert one fraction between 2 fractions. Now let us assume that one fraction is a upon b and another fraction is c upon d. Okay. So the fraction which will come in between a by b and c by d will be a plus c upon b plus d. Okay. A plus C upon B plus D. Okay. It's very simple. Add the 2 numerators above and put it over there. Add the 2 new denominators there and put it over there. And that will be like this. For example, insert one fraction between 2 upon 3 and 6 upon 7. So, you can see I have added the 2 numerators 2 and 6. Okay. And I have added 3 and 7. So the answer is 8 upon 10. And when we simplify, we can divide this by 2. So 2 4s are 8 and 2 5s are 10. So the answer is 4 by 5. Okay. So we move to the next one. Now, the most important here is to compare two fractions. How to compare? Which one is more, which one is less? If I have to arrange in ascending order, how to find out which one is the smallest, then after that, how to find out, how to compare two fractions. Okay? So for that, I have to learn this. Okay? So now let us compare 3 by 4 and 2 by 3. Okay? We have to compare. Let us see which one is greater, which one is smaller. We don't know. Okay. So what we have to do here, the first thing, this is a process you have to remember all the time. This will continue till you are doing calculations in mathematics. No matter how big you grow, till you will do calculations, you have to do this. Okay. So comparison. We will take the LCM of the two denominators here. The LCM will be 12. Okay. When you find out the LCM, you know how to find out LCM and HCF, I think. So to find out the LCM, 3 and 4, you will get 12. Okay. Now what you will do is you will multiply the fraction with denominator 4 by 3 and 3, above and below. You can see I have taken 3 by 4 first. Okay. Our motive is to make the denominator 12. Fine. I have to make the first fraction denominator also 12 and I have to make the second fraction denominator also 12. When the denominators will be same, then we can compare the numerators, that which one is big and which one is small. So here, the first, after taking the LCM, which has come as 12, now I have to make both the denominators 12. Now the first fraction which we have taken, 3 by 4, how can we make the denominator 12? When we multiply the numerator and denominator both by 3. Only the denominator cannot be multiplied. We will change the fraction. The value of the fraction will change if I only multiply with the denominator. Therefore, numerator and denominator both will be multiplied by the same number. So to make the denominator 12, I have to multiply by 3 and 3. So 3 3s are 9 and 4 3s are 12. So first fraction is ready. Now let us come to the second fraction. To make it 12, I have to multiply by 4. So 2 by 3, 2 multiplied by 4 and 3 multiplied by 4. This fraction is also ready. Now out of 9 by 12 and 8 by 12, when the denominators are same, I can compare that 8 is less and 9 is more. Isn't it? So 9 by 12 is a greater fraction as compared to 8 by 12. Is that easy? Is that easy? So this way we are going to compare the numbers. Okay. Now let us come to the second part. 3 by 4 and 3 by 8. Here the numerators are same and denominator is different. Now what we are doing is we are multiplying by the same number here. Can you see? We have taken the LCM of 4 and 8 and that comes as 32. Okay. Now how to make the first fraction denominator as 32? When we multiply it by 8 and 8. So 3 into 8, 24. 4 into 8, 32. Second fraction, 3 into 4, 12. 8 into 4, 32. Now both the fractions are ready. Now we can compare very easily. 24 by 32 is a greater fraction as compared to 12 by 32. So this way, if there are certain numbers given and we have to arrange it in ascending and descending order, we can find out the LCM of all the numbers together and we can find out which is greater and which is smaller. We will follow the same method in all the questions. So we move to the next slide. Now there is one more part of the question. To convert fractions to equivalent fractions. This is one more kind of a question which you will get in your exercise. Now we have 1 by 2. Okay. Now to convert it to a equivalent fraction, we have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number. Okay. And when we multiply by the same number, then the value remains the same and the fraction changes, and such kind of fractions are known as equivalent fractions. Like 1 by 2, we are multiplying by 2 and 2, so we are getting 2 by 4. Again, we are multiplying by, if we take 3 by 6, so it is again 3 ones are 3 and 3 twos are 6. Then 4 by 8, 4 ones are 4 and 4 twos are 8. These all are equivalent fractions. Okay. 1 by 3, and then how are we doing? We are multiplying by 2. 1 by 3 multiplied by 2 and 2, it becomes 2 by 6. 1 by 3 multiplied by 3 into 3. So 1 into 3 is 3 and 3 into 3 is 9. Then 1 by 3 into 4. 1 into 4 is 4. 3 into 4 is 12. So these all are equivalent fractions. Similarly, 1 by 5. 1 into 2 is 2. 5 into 2 is 10. 1 into 3 is 3. 5 into 3 is 15. 1 into 4 is 4. 5 into 4 is 20. And so these all are equivalent fractions. Okay. So we are going to do one question regarding this in the next one. Now here in this, the question is convert 7 upon 8, 17 upon 12 and 41 upon 45 to equivalent like fractions. Okay, these are not equivalent and we have to convert it to equivalent fractions. Now what we have done? We have taken the LCM of all the denominators. Okay. The process is the same. We take the LCM of all the denominators. So the denominators are 8, 12 and 45. And when we take the LCM comes as 360. Okay. Now take the first fraction and multiply by the number which we get on dividing 360 by the denominator of the first fraction. So 360 by 8, you get 45. So you have to multiply both numerator and denominator by 45 to change the first fraction to equivalent fraction. So it comes to 315 upon 360. Okay. Now take the other fraction. Divide 360 by the denominator of the second fraction, that comes to 30. So 17 into 30 upon 12 into 30 is the next equivalent fraction. And the same way, when 360 is divided by 45, we get 8. So 41 into 8 upon 45 into 8, and therefore we get the third equivalent fraction. Now 315 upon 360 is equivalent to 5110 upon 360 is equivalent to 328 upon 360. So these numbers are equivalent to each other now. The value of these numbers will become the same. Okay. So the same way you will get some easy questions in the homework which I am going to give. Try to do the questions on your own. If still you have any problem, you ask me, and if you are unable to ask, please write me in the comments. Okay, I will write it and solve it, and I will send it to you. Thank you so much, children, for cooperating with me. Try to do the questions on your own. Don't take any help. This will boost your morale and you will start liking mathematics. Okay? Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.